If you're doing your own nails, first of all, or if somebody else is doing them and they don't know what they're doing, you're gonna get an allergic reaction. It's not a joke. Please take it serious. It's very, very dangerous. People doing nails unlicensed and like people underage not even having the proper education about this, and people complaining like, oh, people charge too much. Nail techs charge too much to do their nails. You know how much skill and how much effort and education and continuous education. It's very sad that nail techs are not really respected. The horror stories, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Don't have nails on today. That's okay. I've been leaving them alone since I've moved and a bunch of stuff has happened. So I haven't been wearing nails for like over 2 months. It's so sad, but I'm going to get back into it. I do have products to review as well that I have, so stay tuned to those. But for today's video, I'm just going to be answering some questions and reading some comments that were left in my most popular video that have to do with acrylic allergies and allergies to nail products. So I will leave that little video right here somewhere if you guys want to watch it. And I'm sorry if you're going through it right now, but I am going to be reading some comments and doing more videos pertaining to this subject because it's really important. It has to do with chemistry, biology, all this other stuff that you wouldn't think you would have to worry about when it has to do with your own nails. So if you're a nail tech or you're a DIYer, especially if you're a DIYer, you don't have the education or background that you would understand, like, why would this happen to somebody, or this could possibly happen to somebody or to you or to a client. But let's get into it. First and foremost, this person says, yes, I have such bad allergies. I did the structured mani and never had an issue. Then tried dip, which was fine till I tried to add tips with glue. I got all messed up. So this person is basically saying something did work for them and then they tried something else. They tried the structured mani first, and then they tried dip, which was fine like they said, and then they tried glue, and then that's when they got another reaction. So what happened with her, from my experience, by the way, disclaimer, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a chemist, not a doctor, but I'm a nail tech, and I can only tell you from my experience. But from my experience and from my belief, something in the glue is what's causing her allergic reaction. And unfortunately, you know, sometimes some people are more prone than others to getting reactions to different products. So sometimes, honestly, it's probably not even the acrylic, it's probably not even the gel, it's probably just you and you being more sensitive than another person. So if you are being messy and if you're doing your own nails, first of all, or if somebody else is doing them and they don't know what they're doing, you're gonna get an allergic reaction if it's getting all over the skin and you're being overexposed. So sometimes, you guys, it's probably not the products. It could be overexposure in general to the products, which can cause your skin to become highly irritated. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next comment, and this one is, I'm just gonna put the name somewhere. I'm just gonna put the whole comment. Obviously, you're gonna see who wrote it. So this person says, hello, I'm from the Philippines. Just had an allergic reaction on press-on nails 8 months ago. Okay, 8 months ago. How long will I test it on my nails to confirm that there is no allergic reaction anymore? If I haven't had a reaction for 3 days, does it mean it will no longer have had an allergic reaction? Thanks. And I did reply to this person already. I said, in my experience, by the 3rd day, that means no, but keep an eye on it just in case. So from my personal experience, you guys, the time that I gave myself a big month of a break without putting anything on my nails because nothing was working, so I left them alone. I did try, I forgot what product. I want to say it was C&D. Yes, it was C&D. And I used the retention monomer, which worked. And I think it's also because I did leave my skin alone. I let it heal. Yeah, so by the 3rd day, yeah, you would have already shown, from my experience, signs. So when I tried the C&D, I think it was like exactly overnight, I would show that I was allergic to it. I started seeing signs right away. So by the 3rd day, there would be a reaction. That's when I found out, oh my gosh, I finally found something which worked for me. And after that, every other product I didn't become allergic to unless I was overexposing my skin, which was what I noticed, because sometimes I would leave my arm like on the table and I'd be like, oh my God. And this was years after I didn't get reactions and I was being so careless. And the monomer was just sitting on the napkin, and I was probably doing a client, and it was like my arm was like laying on the table on the monomer, And that's when I would get itchy and red here, but not too horrible. It would get itchy for like a day or two and then it'd be gone. But yes, you'll get an allergic reaction right away, probably the next day. And then it'll go through this process of getting red and itchy, and then it will start opening up your skin, and it sounds scary, and it'll be bleeding and blistering. Then the healing process will start where it gets all dried up, and then you'll have to get all these products to heal and soothe your skin. But yeah, by the third day, you would have already seen the reaction from my experience. Let us know in the comments below if anybody watching has actually had an allergic reaction after the third day. But from my experience, no, you probably won't get one. Next comment. I was wondering if there's any type of nail extension that folks with latex allergy could do. Oh my, I'm over here wearing headphones, you guys, because I was listening to see if my mic was working. I don't know why I'm still wearing it, but oh well. Honestly, I don't know. So we are here as a team, you guys. If you guys know, please comment that below. I just liked the comment. I didn't know, but I wanted to put this here in case anybody else knew. Okay, so somebody commented, thank you for this video. I just did acrylic and 2 fingers are swelling up and burning. Oh my gosh. I hope that you're feeling better. This was a month ago. And I hope you take some time off to not do anything. I just want to tell you guys a little fun fact. If you guys have blisters around your skin, like your fingers are not healthy and you have open sores or like open cut up skin, don't put any product on your skin, please, because the more open your skin is, you're going to get the exposure inside of your body, which is what usually causes the allergy. So for me, for instance, I know exactly what happened to me, because at one point I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't really like at school, they don't really teach you how to do nails. So I always highly suggest you spend that extra money to find somebody to teach you one-on-one. It's really, really worth it, or else you're going to fail, in my opinion. Or you're going to be like me, where you're like trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, frustration, or oh my gosh, now I got to overexposure to these products. I don't really know what I'm doing. School doesn't teach you all this. But from my experience, me basically not really being careful with the drill, cutting my skin, pushing cuticles so back, removing the cuticles so much, hurting myself, having all that open skin, overly exposing my skin because I'm practicing. Practice your beads off of your own hands, and then when you get really good at the consistency and the ratio of the liquid to powder, and you make a good bead and you know what you're doing, then start practicing on your own skin and other people, because it's really, really scary. So that's what happened to me. I was overexposing my skin when it was open, and I'm blistering it up myself, removing the cuticle too much, cutting myself because I didn't know what I was doing. It's not a joke, you guys. Please, it's not a joke. Please take it serious. It's very, very dangerous, and you don't want to cry about this later, because all of us that have been through this, we know how much it's annoying. But for me, I just took a lot of time off, and I was able to wear a lot of different nail products. Didn't really get allergies like that unless I was being clumsy and not really being safe with it. That's my little background story, and that's just my little advice to everybody. Just be careful and treat your skin with love and respect, and treat the products with love and respect as well. Okay, let's read another one. Okay, so I bought Sally's, and the same thing. So at Sally's, they have a product called ASP and Beauty Secrets, and that's what I believe gave me an allergic reaction. And I was blending the 2 products, and I was using these cheaper products because I didn't want to go and waste money on like better products, because I was like, why am I going to do that when I'm just practicing? But you really need to practice with good products, because that's the point. You're going to be using good products anyway. Don't use the cheaper products. It's really not worth it, and they suck. They really, really suck. They don't have great consistency. They're horrible. They smell even worse. I don't like them. But anyway, I bought Sally's, and the same thing. I became allergic to the monomer. I did a test on my leg, and the monomer was so itchy and red years later, and I still get a reaction, but it's not as bad. So I opted for acrylic nail dip, and it works. I can't tell you how happy I was when I didn't get a reaction. LOL. So I said, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. And I wanted to put this comment because sometimes one thing will work and another won't for you. So it's okay to try different things. But if you're doing DIY, be so careful, do more research, look at better videos of people that actually know what they're doing. Because at one point I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just doing nails and not even paying attention to this. But I think when I got on YouTube and I really got into like the allergy thing, I think that was like my first video because I really wanted to share my experience. But some people, they end up saying that dip nails works for them and gel doesn't, or something in gel they're still allergic to, and blah 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 blah. Honestly, it's this one, if you see a bottle, right, and it says HEMA, then that means it's like one singular molecule type of product, which is bad because HEMA tends to be a solo molecule, which is like think about it like a little small molecule. And then think of products that have like, I think it's dihema, or like anything with oligomers, or even acrylic, like acrylic has like molecules that are a lot more bigger, like polymers, like multiple. But like, if you use gels especially, and they're more HEMA based and they don't really have any other compounds to them, then you are probably going to get an allergic reaction, because the smaller the molecule and they're not compounded with anything else, then you're going to be more susceptible to like for that product to go into your skin and your immunity. And depending on you as a person, then you may get more affected than another person. So for example, people that do builder gel and gels more and all those little specks are flying everywhere, or people that do the airbrush and they put the gel polish and it's not cured and it's going everywhere, or you're like touching stuff with your fingers with no gloves and you're touching the uncured gel, you're gonna get a really bad allergic reaction, and you're breathing all that in and all that stuff, and it's not cured. Or even the little powder when you're soaking off and it's like you're breathing it in or it's going on your skin, it can literally get into your skin because they're so tiny that the skin allows it to get in there, and it can go into your bloodstream and then you become allergic. So things that say HEMA are basically solo molecules. And if it's like for me, like I've heard, like from what my experience is and what I've been told, is that like when you have acrylic nails, it's more denser. It has more of because think of the word polymer for the powder. When you combine it, it becomes bigger, the molecules, so it's less able to go in your skin. But either way, if you're being so like careless and you're like touching, like me before when I would put like my arm on the monomer and you're overexposing, you're still gonna get an allergic reaction. But I haven't been able to get another allergic reaction because I'm so careful now, thank God. Because of all the stuff that I learned, I'm a lot more like, oh my gosh, let me make sure that this gel doesn't have HEMA and stuff. Because before, I didn't really care. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I didn't even know like what the heck HEMA was. I think I probably heard it at school and it flew out of my head because I was just more interested in like the nail art and doing the nails pretty and blah 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 blah. Make sure you look at stuff that says HEMA free, or like camera turned off. But anyway, that doesn't mean you have to avoid everything that's HEMA free. But if you want to be for sure that, okay, I really don't want HEMA near me, then try to find stuff that says HEMA free, or something that has oligomers. So a great company would be what is it? It's an Nail Elegance. I'll leave the name here because I can't remember right now. But there are a lot of companies that they have HEMA free, 9 free, which means like they have all these bad products in nails that they don't carry. So I can't remember all of those names. There's so many names, but I'll put the list right here of the things you can avoid and the things that they won't be so harmful if you want to try them. But if you really want to avoid HEMA free, get the products that say stuff like they're sensitive to the skin and stuff like that. Great company would be Madam Glam. I actually used to work with them, so I'll leave their website somewhere down below and other things like that. But yeah, there's just a lot to go into this, you guys. This is not a joke. Some people, yes, nails are fun to do and stuff like that, but you really have to pay attention to your research and be really careful. Just educate yourself. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna read maybe 1 or 2 more. Okay, this was a very informative video and I appreciate the monomer recommendation. I haven't gotten it, but it's a fear for sure. I don't blame you. It is scary, but I'm impulsive. I used to try anything, but thank God that I was patient also, because that's what gave my body a break from all of the bad products that was probably, and I was just learning to be way more careful with not making myself bleed and like doing proper cuticle work, because it was so many times where like I was like, oh my God, I hurt myself. And it's like, you don't want to put yourself at risk like that. So what I would do is, if I did cut my finger or something, I would either just not do my nails, but let's be real, I would just continue, because maybe it was just one finger, but I would make sure not to get so much like product around my skin. And I would also clean it with alcohol. And speaking of alcohol, acetone, when you do so many soak offs, which I think about this now, but as a beginner, I used to, oh my God, let me take it off, let me put something new on, let me take it off, like all the time. And basically you're like getting rid of your natural oils off your skin, and the oils actually protect from these products being absorbed into your body. So your natural oils actually help you without the HEMA going into your skin. But I'm going to read one more, you guys. This is a lot to talk about, and I could go for days about this subject, because I have a lot to say about people doing nails unlicensed, and like people underage not even having the proper education about this, and people complaining like, oh, people charge too much, nail techs charge too much to do their nails. And it's like, you know how much skill and how much effort and education and continuous education nail techs have to do in order to do their job? Like, it's very sad that nail techs are not really respected in this industry. They really should be, because it really takes somebody that cares about the other person, the client. And not just that, they actually care to learn continuous nail learn, all this other stuff. Like, it takes, and no wonder, because I used to get people tell me like, oh my God, it's so hard to find somebody. And now I totally get it. I really do, because the horror stories, you guys, the horror stories I heard. But anyway, let's read the last one. Okay, somebody said, so Breeza, question mark. So Breeza was actually the first, before I got into seeing if the C&D would work for me, the retention, I actually tried a gel product called Breeza by C&D as well. And it was the first thing that didn't give me an allergic reaction, you guys. So yes, Breeza, I would highly recommend. But more than any product I could recommend, I would recommend be careful. Don't touch your skin with the products. Wear gloves, wear a mask, wear protective glasses. I'm stuttering over here. Wear gloves, wear a mask, wear protective glasses, and also get a dust collector, which I have one. I'm going to review one soon, but get a dust collector, because you don't want that stuff flying everywhere. And I'm telling you guys, as a nail tech, as a professional nail tech, there was so many times in my life and my career where I didn't wear gloves one day, or I didn't wear protective wear, and like things will get in my eye, and I'm just like, all because I'm being careless. No, guys, be super, super, super picky with yourself and your clients, and just protect yourself and protect them if they want to wear a mask or anything. You don't really have to, I don't know why people think like you have to wear those UV gloves, and it's like been proven that those things don't really, the lights don't really harm you. The UV lights used to be a thing where it was like people were scared, which that makes more sense. But with the LED lights, you don't really have to be afraid. And most of the time now in 2024, people have LED curing lamps. So yeah. And always make sure you're fully curing your stuff, guys, because if you're not, that also causes an allergic reaction. But that's it for today's video. I'm out of breath trying to get this done because my kids. But that is all for today's video. And if you guys have any more questions pertaining to the subject, please leave them in the comments below. I really want to help anybody with any questions. And I hope everything goes well with everyone. And yeah, that's it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.